What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chaotic Minds. As always, I am Winged,
And this is the midget.
and we are giving you a forewarning right now, recording this early in the morning because we both forgot about doing our show and we had other things that we had to take care of today.
Yeah, doctor's
So-
appointments late at night really screw people up.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, you were gone most of the day with Bug, so
Yeah.
it was a good expedition being out with Bug, and you got to spend some time with her.
Except for the
always
fact that it's hot as balls and there's too many people.
I mean, yeah, there is that.
Hence the reason if you hear anything in the background, we do apologize. We had to keep the AC on today because it's hot.
Yeah.
Even at 4 a.m., it's hot.
Yep. So I wanted to kick this show off today. I am going to give y'all a forewarning. There's only going to be about 2 main topics that we talk about. If we bunny trail off, well, that's
We
the
do
reason-
apologize.
That's the reason why we call this show Chaotic Minds. But if we bunny trail off and all that's all well and good. But we've had to put a hard rule on for this episode. I picked a topic, Midget picked a topic, so there may only be 2.
Who are you again?
I don't remember.
I don't
Anyways,
either.
so my topic that I do want to talk about is streamers. Streaming since lockdown happened, there has been a bigger push toward streaming services, such as like Hulu and Peacock and Disney Plus and Netflix for all that's done. But there's also been almost like a resurgence of streaming on like streaming services or like platforms like YouTube Lives and the rise of Kick and Twitch being what it is. And it's been fascinating to watch. I mean, I watch a couple of streamers during the week, and like one of the streamers that I really enjoy watching is a VTuber, which for those of you who don't know, they're a virtual YouTuber. Pretty much, they have like an avatar, instead of being like live on camera. VTubers call people who actually show up on the camera flesh tubers, which is it gives me a weird.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, but the VTubers we talked briefly on this before, but VTubers have, unless they're like a big well-known, like they're pushed across,
Well established.
well, not even well established, but like they're being pushed by Twitch, or they've amassed.
Those ones that are promoted by Twitch and other streaming services.
Yeah, like they're on the For You, their
Yeah.
recommended page and all that. Like a lot of the VTubers that I've seen generally have a smaller audience. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Like the one I watch during the week on a daily basis, she gets anywhere from like 90 people to like 140 people, which sucks.
I wish we could.
Well, I mean, it sucks because she is funny. She plays
Raunchy.
She can get raunchy,
It's
but
so
she
awesome.
typically keeps her streams like being 18 years old. You have to be 18 or and up, because there are times where she does talk about adult related activities. Like she got a book. Like this dude, legit, and I'm not lying when I say this, there's a dude on Amazon who published a book called Semenology. It is
Ew.
making cocktail drinks with semen
That's
mixed in,
disgusting.
which is disgusting. And that's like one of 3 books that he's done. And she, as a joke, got the book because somebody was like, "Hey, you should check this out," and she did. And she's like, "Oh my god, this is so cringy that it's
She thought-
funny."
She thought it was going to be one of those things where oh yeah, you should check out this book, and then it's a joke. It doesn't actually exist, but it did.
It did. And like she was telling her chat about it. She's like reading it, is like, this guy is really really into the like into this. He's wrote 3 books, all going about, that. And it's like,
That's gross.
but then you have other people, like one of the other streamers that I watch. He is on camera. He's a variety gamer, just like the VTuber is. He's funny. He does messed up jokes. He has a very similar style of humor, but he's pulling in like 3 to 4,000 people in his chat on a day, like every day that he streams. It's like,
It's confusing.
it is confusing. And granted, I will fully admit that the actual, like, the real life, the real camera person, or the person who's on camera, did start off on YouTube and kind of grew his platform there. But at the same time, it's like, the VTuber,
You talking Puffer?
yeah,
Yeah.
the VTuber's on Twitch.
Yeah.
She's on TikTok, which is actually how I found her.
Mm-hmm.
She does have I think she has a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, probably.
But her stuff is all still small. And I think part of the reason why that is because it's the, like, do I want to see an animated character while I watch somebody stream, or do I want to see someone like flesh and blood? And if that's the case, stop watching fucking cartoons. You are literally watching an animated person on your screen voiced over
by
a real person.
See, what I don't get about it, and this is something else too, is a lot of the YouTubers, like streamers, people on Twitch, no matter what platform it is, if they're streaming and it's going out there, whether they are on camera themselves or they have a virtual person like Prim, it seems to me like if Puffer were to do something like that, an animated version of himself, he'd get a lot of fucking people.
Well, and
it's the whole male-dominated industry thing I keep telling you about.
The other thing with it too is like Smitty, for example, right? When he doesn't show up on camera, like, and when he does show up on camera, it's like videos, like real life vlogs or stuff like that, right? But when he's doing his opening for his stream, he has a little animated milk bag, in a studio and whatnot. And then when he goes ahead and he starts up his stream, there is no camera at all. It is just the game.
But look who else he plays with.
I mean, he plays with Puffer. He plays with...
That's my point. He is a great guy, great streamer.
Smitty's hilarious.
Hysterical. But
especially when he plays with Blarg.
But when he plays with the guys that actually show their face, that pulls in their audience, and it's just a whole thing.
Here's the thing with that. When he does play with these other people, he still doesn't show his face.
I know.
Like, say he's doing like a Mario Kart stream with Puffer, Blarg, and Grizzy, right? Grizzy and Puffer are definitely showing their faces while they're playing. Blarg is a hit or miss. But most of the time with Smitty and Blarg, it's voiceover. It's them talking
exactly
while they play, but nothing else on the screen.
But how come if that's as popular, if they're as popular as they are, how come she's not? That's my point.
And here's the other thing that I'm going to point out that kind of contradicts some of what you're saying. Grizzy plays with another person called Aches. She is female gamer, doesn't show her face while she plays, but she also streams and she also makes YouTube videos. She is getting up there with her subscriber count and her viewership.
Look at the things they do versus what Prim does.
Okay, I can kind of see that, in a sense. Like,
if they were to all do the same thing, the girls would be in the same boat. But because she plays with the guys that are well known, they're gonna be like, "Oh, she sounds kind of cute," or "Hey, she seems like a pretty good fit. Let's go check out her shit."
well, my argument.
But Prim does it. Prim does stuff that's different, and that's what I like about her. She stands out.
Well,
She's different. She does her art.
That's what I'm getting at. Is most of these VTubers out there are fucking creative as shit, talented as fuck. Like Pren, I've seen her do just art streams, and just like to see her start off with like a couple of lines, and then like 20 minutes later she has like this Pren cat.
Watching her for you is like watching Bob Ross.
Kind of.
It different styles of art and different things talked about during what they're doing, but it's your concentration, your focus is there.
You know, but then there's Taka, who's another VTuber, male VTuber. He, like, his whole thing is he works in a bar. And as he's on stream, he has people come in and, you know, as guests and, you know, has a conversation with them and streams with them, you know, or he's, you know, the Helsing Animated or the Helsing Abridged?
Yes.
He was Alucard. He also did voiceover for Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
I totally want to watch that now.
But same thing. My biggest issue with it, because all of these VTubers are incredibly talented, incredibly creative. Some of them even play the same games as everybody else. Like I was watching, I forget.
But just
who
because
else,
they don't show their face, it's
I was watching this one the other day, and I can't remember what her name is, and I feel so bad. But she was playing Dead by Daylight, which is like, it's a PvP ish game where, in case y'all don't know what it is, and you may not know what it is.
Oh, I do.
There's one person who's a serial killer, and then there are up to 4 people trying to survive and escape the serial killer. And some of the ones that they've made their own. Like the game itself has its own original characters for serial killers, but then like monster serial killers. But then they went ahead and they also have Freddy Krueger. They have
kind of more
Michael
the fantasy
Myers.
based.
They have Jigsaw. Like they have other people like fictional serial killers and fictional monsters from horror movies.
About totally fictional
in this game, you know, but there are other people who play Dead by Daylight, but yet they'll get more viewers than what she did, and that just it frustrates me because to see these VTubers put in all this work on creating this avatar and rigging it so that way they can, it moves when they want it to move, and certain parts move when they want it to move and whatnot.
Somebody hit a skunk outside.
It's frustrating to see it because they're putting in time and money and effort, and I've seen a lot on, like, I keep an eye on Twitter, and I will never fucking call it X, so you can suck my dick, Elon. But
just like I'll never call Facebook Meta.
Yeah, well, Meta is the parent company. But, like, there's a lot of VTubers that I've seen that are just like, you know what, I can't do this anymore because I'm having a mental health crisis, or, you know, I'm putting forth all this effort and I'm just being burnt out because I'm constantly having to do this and do that just that way I can keep up what I need to.
I'm switching my subject, by the way.
Okay. But like they're like, I can't afford to keep doing this because I'm not making as much, because I actually have to take a break rather than...
You're putting more out than you are getting in.
Well, it's not only that, but it's like they're putting all this effort out, right? and then they're getting little to nothing to show for it, and they're having to go ahead and therefore put more out more consistently, and they just get burnt out, and then they just
And then you've got those naysayers that are like, "Oh, you're doing that,"
and then like they sit there and they end up quitting and completely pulling out and retiring from the streaming thing,
which sucks.
and like
we've lost some pretty really good streamers that way.
It sucks for the streamers because they're no longer able to do something that they've put time and effort and energy into. You know, they enjoyed doing it because it was fun for them, and then it became not fun. So I feel bad for the streamers, and then I feel bad for the fans, because there are some people who go in there just to get away, to separate from the bullshit that's going on and just get away and take a couple of hours out of their, every day and watch somebody that they really enjoy. It's like coming home and turning on the TV and watching a TV show that you really enjoy, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. It's like...
I could tell you one. I could definitely tell you one.
What? A TV show or a streamer?
A TV show.
Okay.
It was... What is the name of it? Now I can't remember it. Thanks.
Okay. Well,
Bunny Trail. Trail of Thought.
I will continue to go. But like I've seen a lot of these VTubers that are just like, I can't do this anymore. And it sucks and it breaks my heart because like I'll take a look at their models and their avatars and who, what they're putting out there. And a lot of it is really fucking cool and is really fucking creative. And it's just gone. And then there are some streamers and some VTubers that are like, I have to take today off because I'm not feeling well. I am sorry. And they are like next to tears because they feel like they're letting their fans down. And then the fans swarm them with just, there's a lot of fans that swarm them with love. It's like, hey, take care of you. We'll still be here. Have a good weekend. Have a 3-day weekend.
But then there's those people that will say that and then turn around and be like, they took a break. What? Yeah. Are they crying like a baby?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking horseshit. Hence the reason I changed my subject.
And then you have even people who are on stream, like who are on camera streamers that do the same thing and they get the same bullshit. It's like, well, how dare you deny me this? It's like, hold the fuck up, buddy. Like, I like watching people as much as the next person, but like if they're not feeling well, if they have to take time to get themselves better, fucking take time. It's called being human. How are you gonna go ahead?
It's called self-care.
It's self-care. Stop putting these people who put out stuff to entertain you on such a pedestal where you can just pull a lever whenever you want. And fuck this person. We're gonna cause all of us are gonna unsubscribe and stop following them. And
cancel them.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh, cancel. Yeah.
Because they decided.
Maybe we'll do 3 tonight.
They decided to go ahead and take a break. Like Markiplier went on like a 6-month break because he was getting burnt out or something to that extent. He was working on other projects. He couldn't focus on. Do anything.
He went on a vacation, went to Korea and visited his family.
Yeah,
and like
he didn't put out anything for like a month.
Yeah.
And then he came back and he's like, hey guys, I'm back. And everybody's like, yeah. But there were a lot of people who were like, what the fuck, Mark? Yada yada this, yada yada that.
When are you going to put out the next? I just got back. Leave me the fuck alone.
But it's I feel bad for these people. Like these people who are putting out all this effort. Whether they're a VTuber or an on-camera streamer, it doesn't matter. I lean a little more toward the VTubers because of the creativity that is being used and the resources and all that. I mean, being a streamer, yeah, you have to grow your audience and whatnot, and you do have to put in work to go ahead and get an audience. But anybody can do it. You put up a camera, you hook up something to record, and you put it up online. Versus like a VTuber who does all that, plus they have to get decent mic setup. They have to get tracking software. They have to get an avatar made. They have to get the rigging done. Sorry about that. But they're having to do all of this stuff and then some in order for them to go ahead. So I'm going to put more of a priority and more of a preferential treatment over to a VTuber than a person who's on camera. But even at the end of the day, these people are putting out all of this content for their fans because they enjoy it. If it becomes a job where they can they don't have to go into work and they can be at home and they can stream and do this VTubing stuff and have multiple debuts of different models that they've made, especially for these VTubers, then fucking by all means do it. If it's something that you enjoy doing and you get paid for it, go for it. But the second it turns from being fun to being, I am hesitant, I don't want to do it today, I am burnt out, I am tired, I don't feel well because of this stream that I have coming up, something to that effect, it's at that point, it's like maybe start thinking about culling your audience down. Having a couple of days where you
scaling
take a break.
Things back.
Take a like maybe cut your schedule down and still do stuff on the side so that way you can still make money. Stuff like that. Even if you don't stream, you can be a guest on somebody else's stream. So that way you can have a conversation and still pull your audience over. Yeah, and just relax and chill.
And that's what the point is.
But to those people who are listening who want to become streamers or they want to become VTubers or shit, if you are a VTuber and you're listening right now, hi, we love you. And you do fantastic work. You are an amazing person.
And you do matter.
You're an amazing person. You do badass work. Thank you so much for putting this stuff out there when you didn't have to, but you wanted to. Thank you so much for being an awesome person. But for those people, for the VTubers and the streamers and everybody in between, if it's something that you want to do, go for it. Be careful with it though. Don't let it burn you out. Even brick and mortar jobs can burn people out. Don't let something that you enjoy burn you out. If you need to take a break, take a break.
Yeah.
Go on vacation. Take a couple of days off. Let your audience know, hey, I'm going to be stepping away for a bit. I need to go ahead and get my head straight, or tell us whatever. And just let them know, hey, I'll be back at this point. And you go ahead, you go relax, you decompress, smoke a little weed, who fucking cares? And you just chill. And you let all of this disappear. And you let it melt off you, and then come back and be refreshed and continue to put on a badass performance as you always do. My rant is over now. I apologize.
So, I decided on two.
Okay.
One is mental health.
I mean, we've touched on this before. I know that much.
Not a lot of this is going to be a kind of a quick little thing. Don't be ashamed that you have had those thoughts of suicide. Don't. It takes you down a spiral, and the guilt will hit, the shame will hit. There's nothing wrong with you. You are here for a reason. And the best piece of advice I can give you is utilize your resources. Suicide Hotline is a great resource that has actually saved quite a few lives, and one I had the pleasure of meeting this week. I can't say how or why, but I had the pleasure of meeting someone that utilized the suicide hotline. And he wasn't sure he was going to be around to do anything, and he is getting help. And he asked me, you know, should he be ashamed? He kept making statements about being ashamed of himself, and it was a mistake, and yada yada yada. And I only told him this. I said, it is never a mistake to ask for help. That's probably one of the best things you could have done. And when he left, he gave me a hug and told me thank you. And that, like, hits you right in the heart. And it's just like, he goes, I truly believe you helped save my life today.
Well, not to really put our own shit out there, but you and I have both had
Oh, yeah.
instances of
Suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like I said, don't ever be ashamed of it. We've been there. I mean, and the other thing that I told him, is make a list of people with their names and phone numbers that they would answer.
This is just good advice for just in general.
That they would answer 24/7 if you were to have a breakdown, or if you were to become suicidal, or start putting plans into action, or whatever the case may be. If you need, or if you have had those thoughts, make a list of people that you can speak to anytime, day or night, because that is going to be a huge piece, having that support system in.
And it really is. I mean, like I said, we've had our own instances where we're like, I don't know if
I can do this
anymore.
Yeah.
I want to give up.
I've been at that point with my migraines lately.
But
I know I can't give up.
It's not only that. I've had instances where I have been in the process of starting. And
starting the act.
Yeah. And it's terrifying, but it's also, there's that sense of like finality. And had you not been there, had I not called out to you, I wouldn't be here right now. And had I not called my mom, had I not called my buddy, a couple of my Navy buddies,
I remember yelling at you, throwing your phone at you, and telling you to call your mother because I already told her what was going on.
Yeah. Having people who you can reach out to at any point in time, that's just one. It's great advice just in general, because there are times where you're not gonna have anything going on, and you're gonna be sitting at home, and you're gonna be alone, and you're gonna be like, well, shit, what do I want?
Alone with your thoughts.
And
those
are dangerous.
Never a good thing.
But so even just having someone just to chat with, I'm bored at home, I don't got nothing to do, I want to talk with somebody. That's how you talk with people, But especially when you're getting into those darker time periods, reach out, talk to somebody. There's a suicide hotline. We will friends and family, and like if you don't have family, call your friends. If you don't think any of your friends are gonna care, call them anyways.
Yeah.
You never know.
Just start calling.
Call shit. Walk outside, walk down, go to your neighbor and talk with your neighbor. Be like, hey, do you have a minute? I know that we really haven't talked, but I wanted to introduce myself to you. Take a walk. Talk to a random stranger on the street. I cannot tell you how many times I have just been out and about, and I see somebody and they have this troubled look on their face, and it's like, hey, you good, man?
Yeah.
How you doing? And they're like, there's a lot of people who are like, well, why are you talking to me?
Exactly.
Well, it looked like that you were deep in thought, and you had, this dark look on your face, so I'm just making sure that you're okay. And I've had 2 or 3 people come back to me or, run into me again. They're like, that the time that you stopped me and asked me if I was okay, I wasn't.
Yep.
And I wanted to thank you for taking the couple seconds to be like, hey, are you good? Because that saved my life.
And I can tell you
And
right
I'm not-
now, our mental
well,
health system sucks. So
I'm
we
not
all
s-
need to help each other.
I'm not saying this to like toot my own horn or to be like, look how great I am. No, I'm just saying you never know what a conversation with a stranger will do. Some people, they just need someone to talk to.
Never know how much a kind word will help.
Yeah. You want to have a good kind word? Go talk to some of the people at a retirement home.
Mm-hmm.
Go in there and be like, hey, I know I don't have anybody here that is related to me, but I wanted to know if there was any person here
That
who
doesn't get visitors.
never gets a visitor.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is one, do you mind if I go ahead and just sit down and talk with them? You could save someone's life by just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And you are wanted. You are here on this planet
For
a
reason.
reason. There is a plan in place, and you have a very big piece to that. Don't give up too easy. Don't give up too easily. Don't give up too soon. See things through. If you need help, get help. Never be afraid to ask for help.
I'm telling you right now, you can be black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, purple, polka dotted, trans member of the LGBTQ plus community. If you feel unsafe with yourself and you feel like you're going to harm yourself, walk up to a random older lady. Say, hey, I know you don't know me, but this is what's going on. Can you talk to me for a minute? I can guarantee you, they're going to be like, let's go find somewhere to sit. Because that's exactly how moms are.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're walking home from a bar or something as a female or a male, and you see somebody following you, you walk up to some random person, make a big deal out of saying hi to some random person. Hey, Mom, I'll be right there, and just go catch up with them and just kind of whisper what's going on. And guarantee you that somebody is going to be like, hey, okay.
That's happened to me. Somebody walked up to me. They're like, hey, how you doing? They give me this big hug, and then they whisper in my ears. They're hugging me. This guy's following me. Please play along. And I'm like, how along do you want? Like, I didn't ask any other question. My only other question was, how far along do you want me to play this? And that's happened to me twice. And one person's like, just we're old friends. And I was like, hey, it's been a hot minute. How you been? And I got to talking with him, and the person came up to us like, hey, can I talk to you? And I'm like, sorry, we're in the middle of a conversation. Do you know this person? And the lady in question's like, I don't know them. It's like, cool, go away. We're talking. You can go away now. And the guy got all pissy and walked off. And then she waited until they walked away, and she's like, thank you so much. I'm like, do you want me to get you a ride? And she's like, well, if I get one, can you just stay with me until it gets here? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I went ahead and I sat with her, and I was just bullshitting with her, made her laugh, and she was like, thank you. That really helped me. Made sure she got into her car, and I went along to the next spot that I was heading to.
Yeah.
And then I had one person walk up to me, and they're like, please help. And I'm like, how far do you want me to take it? She's like, you're my other half. I'm like, you got it. And I went ahead and I pulled her tight and I hugged her. And I'm like, I apologize about this now. Stepped back a little bit and kissed her square on the mouth.
Yeah.
And the person who was following her was like, fucking of course she would. And turned around and walked away. And I pulled back and I'm like, I am so sorry. She goes, oh no, honey, you're fine.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, you have, and I mean, it's same for females with females and males with males. a chick could walk up to me and be like, I feel really unsafe. This guy's creeping me out. You know, can you walk with me? And I'd be like, okay, who are we? You know, just
who am I to you?
Exactly. And then I had one girl. She had grabbed my hand and she's like, "Hey, honey." And then I've had a guy do that. And then I've had one of my gay best friends with me in high school, and another guy did that to him. And you know, it's like we were kind of like shocked at first, but this dude had gone on a blind date, and his blind date was creepy as fuck.
Psycho stalker.
I mean,
Psycho stalker.
do you remember the story of the Craigslist killer?
No.
Is a guy who was meeting up with random men and women through the personal ads of Craigslist, and he would choose his victims and kill them.
Okay.
Through there. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, that kind of creepy. But, you know.
Psycho stalker.
Psycho killer.
Psycho stalker. Psycho stalker. Psycho stalker. Psycho stalker.
Ugh.
Anyways.
I have too much of a headache for this. Anyways. Yeah.
You were telling the story of your friend and...
But, yeah, it's just like it doesn't matter who you are, what you believe, who you decide to have sex with. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter your affiliations with anything. You walk up to me and say, hey, this person is creeping me out, or this person is following me. I don't feel safe. Or, hey, I'm having thoughts of suicide. I just need somebody to talk to for a few minutes. Or even if I walk up to them and they're just standing there deadpan, silent, you can tell they're contemplating.
1,000-yard stare.
And,
off into the distance.
I will always try my damnedest to help somebody.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be, because let's face it, our mental health system ain't gonna fucking help nobody.
And this world, as it stands, right meow,
sucks.
I mean,
people in it are okay for the most part. Some of the
people are okay.
For the most part.
For the most part. But then you have, like, all the shit that's going on overseas. You have stuff that's happening here in the United States. You have our neighbors, both north and south. Like, the world is in a dumpster fire, and I don't know when it's going to be put out. And, you know, the world sucks as it is. We can all be kinder to one another.
Do something to make the world a little better instead of a little worse, people.
Leave the world better than what you entered it in.
Yeah.
What's the other thing you wanted to talk about?
I forgot.
Really?
Yes. My head hurts. Let's see. I know we were talking about that.
Talked about streamers. We talked about mental health. You said you had a third one. You had two.
I don't remember.
Really?
No, I do not remember. Like, it just kind of...
Well, I mean, I can pull one, like a random thing, if that works. I mean, we should probably start writing topics down, almost like I've tried having us do before.
Hey, I put a couple of things in that Google Doc.
Did you really?
Weird. Yeah.
Okay.
And I did that list of stories of entitled people.
Yeah, but that's for when we do the Reddit stuff. So, which, by the way, we are going to be doing a like once a month Reddit like read through. We'll pick like 3 stories from random Reddits, maybe even the same one, and read those out and react to them. Like our last episode. So if you haven't heard the last one, go check it out. It's a good one. There's a lot of there's 3 Am I the Asshole stories, and it gets good.
Yes.
So if you do want to hear more of those, just check them out. It lets people know, hey. All right, let's. Since you are drawing a blank, sports ball season's coming up soon. And the start of school. School starts up as well.
Tuesday.
But sports ball.
Yay, sports ball.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about the NFL.
Football.
NFL football is starting up here within the next month or so.
Let's do
And
that next couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think it's the first game.
Well, preseason. Cool thing that I just found out today. The NFL Sunday Ticket is now going to be available on YouTube. It is not direct
Yeah,
TV
but you still
only.
have to pay for it.
Do you? Oh, well. I mean, it's on YouTube now, which is cool.
I think it's going to end up being like $449 a year.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Just for the NFL Sunday Ticket?
Yep.
That makes no sense.
Because if you watch a couple of shows with me, sometimes they'll pop the Verizon commercials or whatever
Yeah.
up. And it'll say that you can get NFL Sunday Ticket for $449 for the year or whatever. Yeah.
That makes no
I don't know.
sense. Why am I paying $500 for like 6-ish? 5-6-ish month? It's like what? 18 or
Yes, but they do
17
run
weeks.
stuff year round on NFL
17
Sunday
weeks,
Ticket.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 4 weeks for playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's 22 weeks. Plus the Pro Bowl and
Rose
then
Bowl.
the Super Bowl. So that's like 2 weeks apiece. So that's like, what did I say, 22? So that's 24 weeks.
For half the year, I know.
Yeah, like
But they run like nostalgia games and college games and
documentaries.
documentaries
But
and stuff
nobody,
like that the rest of the
there
year.
are people who watch it, obviously. But most people who get the Sunday Ticket are there to watch foosball. To watch the sports ball. Yay, go sports team.
Foosball is the devil.
I mean, that game does suck. I am not a big fan of foosball. The little fucking people tend to spin around too fast, and I end up launching the little tiny soccer ball completely off the board, and then I crack somebody in the head, and they get mad at me. But football's different. But no, like a lot of people who get this NFL Sunday Ticket they get it so that way they can watch their favorite team. When it's not in, like, my favorite team is Carolina. I've been a fan of the Panthers since 1996. You know, I can't watch Carolina games here in Colorado because Colorado has a team. You know, so like a lot of people who get this NFL Sunday Ticket thing, they typically get it so that way they can watch their favorite team when they're not being broadcasted in their area. Why am I going to be paying $500 just to watch 6 months of fucking TV? I'm not going to sit there and watch all these documentaries and shit like that. If I want to watch something about a certain thing, I'm going to hop on YouTube and be like, oh, hey, by the way, you know, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to do my own research. I'm not going to sit there and, you know, watch something. And that makes no sense. Like, streaming services as a whole have been slowly increasing their prices due to, you know, more and more people leaving cable or leaving like DirecTV or like these major companies. So they're going to like streaming services that way they can get what they want, and that's it. You know, I don't. $500? Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what the commercial was saying. Yeah.
I don't know how, like, outrage obviously is a big thing that I'm feeling right now. I don't know how else to feel about this. $500.
So,
Are you looking it up?
NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube with my plan through Verizon. Verizon will pay for it for the year. It's up to a $449 value. So Verizon is paying for it if you sign up for a certain plan.
For 1 year.
For one year.
And then it gets put on you.
Yep. That's why it's billed in a 12-month cycle on DirecTV. It's split through a year. Yeah, I know.
I just my. Oh.
So Google's suggested retail price for NFL Sunday Ticket is $449 for the season.
$450
Yeah.
for. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like,
I know.
what the fuck? You know what else you could spend $450 on?
Tattoo.
A tattoo, a new game system, building your own computer, getting it car fixed.
Yeah, that's basically just under $38 a month to get NFL Sunday Ticket for the season.
When you put it like that, if it's built into a plan, it's
an additional, it's an add-on.
Like a cable plan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the way that you had said it made it seem like you paid it up front.
YouTube is making you pay it up front.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. A friend of mine went to go try to add it on, and it wanted her to pay. You had two options. She said you could pay it all up front, or you could pay one payment now and split the rest up between 2 or 3 more payments, or it's some weird obnoxious payment plan. The NFL Sunday Ticket, the DirecTV is losing money because they're charging so much for their services.
Yeah.
So they had to do something with Sunday Ticket. Making it obnoxiously expensive seemed to be their thought process. I can't wait to see this fail.
I can only hope that it fails, because charging that amount of money for, once again, something that most people, they're only going to use it for 6 months, and then it's going to sit in the back burner
and not be watched, and it's
and
waste.
not be touched.
So 6 months of $38 is going directly whoosh in the toilet.
Oh my God.
I don't want to watch half the teams anyway, so I don't know why I'd get NFL Sunday Ticket.
I was saying this as like a celebratory thing. Like, I started this whole thing with like a celebratory, hey, sports ball is coming back, and
it's great that you can get it in different areas now, like on YouTube and stuff, but they're making it so unattainable. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Where not everybody can afford it?
Yeah.
So, what the fuck?
I don't get it.
I love football just as much as the next guy, but
I'm looking forward to football. Like, I love watching football. I don't get to watch it very often, but I still like watching football.
I still think we should move the cable box in here.
But, like, oh my God. I can't even be happy that football's coming back now.
That's why I love the highlights. Because I do not see that as a good investment.
I mean, other than the Super Bowl, I will say, there are ways to watch the Super Bowl. Like, we watched it last year on Peacock.
Yep, Peacock's awesome.
You know, and that was fantastic. You know, I like watching the Super Bowl, one, because I like to see, you know, who ended up making it to the Super Bowl. Granted, half the time it's the same fucking team every year.
Or the same person, Tom Brady.
You know, but I like, the other part of it is I like watching the commercials, and I like watching the halftime show. Now, granted, there have been some halftime shows that have just been absolute and total garbage. Last year's Super Bowl, however, the halftime, well, not this past one. The one prior? I think it was.
With all the rappers?
Yeah, with Snoop and M and Dre and
Mary J. Blige. Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott wasn't part of it. Kendrick Lamar was, but Missy Elliott wasn't.
But yeah, just a bunch of rappers. Yeah,
last year's was Rihanna.
Yep.
But like the one prior to that,
which was really good too.
Yeah, the one prior to that was Like there have been some really awesome ones, and then there have been some ones that have just been like, bleh.
The Janet Jackson one.
That one was actually, I did enjoy that one.
I don't know.
But like there's been a couple that have just been like bleh. Just bleh.
Yeah.
Just bleh.
And when they have the same genre of music every fucking year.
Let us have a fucking heavy, like a hard rock halftime show.
Seriously.
Get Metallica.
No, they'd be fine for going over their set time there too.
You know, but like get some of these awesome bands. Get I Prevail. Let I Prevail do a halftime show. Let Disturbed do a halftime show.
Godsmack.
Let Godsmack do a halftime show. System of a Down. Like, stop having the same fucking genre.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times, there's been like, oh, hey, we're having this awesome halftime show going on. Who's going to play it? Bruno Mars. Janet, J-Lo. Next year, hey, we're having a super awesome halftime show.
Shakira and J-Lo. What?
We're having a super awesome halftime show. Who are we going to have? Madonna. Pop music every single fucking time. I'm sick of it. Sick of it.
Into that. That one year where it was a break with all the rappers, that was fucking phenomenal.
That was great. A lot of people watch that.
Yeah.
But when they're consistently having the same
garbage
genre
music.
of music, like
I won't say it's all garbage music, but
like Bruno
seriously.
Mars, fantastic artist. They had Coldplay one year.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Rihanna, fantastic.
Stop having the same genre, people. Give us some fresh material.
But it's like there's a reason why there are multiple radio stations on our dial.
I've got an idea. Since he's done his farewell tour, and he's done touring, so there's no chance of a concert date for the Super Bowl. Elton John.
Same genre of music.
But at least we would get different people, because do you have any idea how many people have done duets with him?
Yes.
Like, holy shit.
I know a lot of people have, but it's the same genre. It's turning the radio to the same station.
Mm-hmm. Although
not everyone likes that station.
Journey with their new singer, because the one guy passed away, and Queen with Adam Lambert, holy shit. I was surprised I actually liked it.
I don't know how to feel.
I was surprised I actually liked it, because I swear to God, he has that, you can tell the difference between him and Freddie, but at the same time, once he gets into it, you just you can hear Freddie coming through.
Yeah.
So,
but no,
yeah.
Give us something different. There's a reason why there's different radio stations. And not everybody is going to like that same radio station that you have playing. Give us some fucking variety. Please, for the love of fuck.
I mean, even if you have a group of people that listen to the same genre, like 3 of us that listen to rock, we might each have a different rock station that we listen to.
There's a different flavor. Like, I like
Exactly.
alternative rock. You typically like the,
Godsmack.
old school rock.
Godsmack, Metallica.
And don't get me wrong, I
Yeah.
like Godsmack, and I like Metallica, and I like
Whitesnake,
and I like Led Zeppelin. Like, I like the old school stuff, but I also like Linkin Park, Breaking Benjamin, I Prevail.
Do you realize that Linkin Park's probably been around a lot longer than any of these newer people have, right?
I know. But, they're still considered alternative rock. I like that style of
Which
rock,
is weird. Yeah.
But, please, to whoever's listening who has any sort of control over the halftime
For
show.
the love of all that is
Give
holy
us
and good,
something
hellish
different.
and bad.
Give us something different, not the same
Shit, different
genre
day.
of music.
Yeah.
I don't like hearing pop all the time.
Yeah.
I really don't listen to a whole lot of pop.
Guarantee you, if they put like somebody like I Prevail or Tech Nine or Hollywood Undead, anything like that in there, that the viewers for the halftime show are gonna fucking spike.
Oh yeah. But like, give us something different. Give us something
please,
different.
for the love of God.
Please. Same thing for the sports ball teams. Let someone new win the Super Bowl.
Well, when Tom Brady dies,
you know who hasn't won a Super Bowl ever, and they have been in the NFL. They're one of the longest teams that have been in the NFL.
I was gonna say the Cowgirls, but I know they've won.
The Lions.
Yeah.
Let the Lions win this year.
I'd like to see them go to the Super Bowl.
Let them win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Put them up against, I don't know.
The Browns.
Yeah, put them up against the Browns. Put them up against the Bengals. You know, give Atlanta something to cheer about for once.
Yeah.
And I say that because Atlanta is one of Carolina's biggest rivals. You know, but like, let the Jets win again. Like,
do something different.
Stop having the same fucking 6 teams be in the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl. Sick and tired of it.
How about we just not let Tom Brady ever win a Super Bowl again?
How about we just not let Tom Brady ever play in the NFL again?
Because every time he does play, he ends up in the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and retire next year. Oh, hey, by the way, I'm signing with the Bucks. Well, this is going to be my last season with the Bucks. You know, I'm going to retire. Oh, hey, psych, by the way, he's getting ready for another season with the Buccaneers. Duh. Retire.
I think once they sign on that dotted line saying that they're retiring, I think that should be it. They shouldn't be allowed to come back.
Like, if they do come back, let them come back as like a coach. Or
right?
Or an analyst.
Because I can guarantee you, I'm not saying anything bad about Tom Brady's football. Like, he's a good player.
Except for the fact that he deflates them.
He deflates. Yes, he cheats. There was that whole cheating scandal. But the thing is, he's a decent guy. He's a decent player. But he would be a great coach.
Yeah, sure.
Just like Terrell Davis. He's now a coach.
I will disagree with you on the Tom Brady part. Because have you seen that man when he loses?
Yeah, he throws a temper
tantrum. Really?
But the thing is...
no. What he should do? Pull a Peyton. Pull an Eli. Go be an analyst.
That too.
Go be a consultant. Go be on fucking the before shows like Terry Bradshaw.
The pregame shows. Yeah. They need
Ditka.
somebody to replace Terry Bradshaw and Mike Ditka because they're getting up there in age.
You know, but let them do that. Like Shaq no longer plays for the NBA. He is an analyst for the NBA.
And that's the thing is like they should find something different to do once they're not playing anymore.
Whore. You ready? Go home.
Spend
Go
time
play golf
with your wife.
What wife? They divorced.
I know. Spend time with your children. Spend time with your family. I'm talking about in general.
Go play golf. Go.
Just stay away from Mar-a-Lago. There's a bunch of drama there.
Go play golf. Go get a boat and go sailing. Buy a bunch of sports cars.
Get lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
I mean, that actually does kind of sound fun. Can we do that?
No.
Oh.
I know.
We can like
72-hour mental household is beginning to sound like a wonderful vacation opportunity.
We can put up a really big satellite dish that goes up out of the Bermuda Triangle, and we can still put our show out. They just won't know where the fuck we are.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? That's another show I miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
I think it's time.
Yeah. We did.
Thank y'all for listening.
We did 3. 2 of them were pretty quick, but.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yes.
We do apologize once
again.
Hey,
the sun might be coming up soon.
We do apologize once again. If we seemed a little more unhinged than normal.
He's tired. I have a massive migraine. So, yeah, no, we're good. Drugs.
But thank y'all for listening. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed hearing, if you enjoy the show and you want to you want to hear more, click the download on Spotify. It really shows Spotify, hey, we like what we're hearing. We want to hear more of these guys. If you would like to, give a little to the show, we do have the donate link down in the chat and the description. You don't have to. It just lets us. It also lets us know, hey, we like what you do. We want to put some money toward it. We want to help you make the show a little bit better. Anything is appreciated. Not saying that you have to do anything at all. We really do appreciate y'all listening to us. And thank you so much.
Okay. So, I am going to interrupt you before you say goodbye. We were talking about suicide hotline.
Yep.
And they rolled out something recently, and I want to make sure everybody knows about it.
Okay.
988. Dial that, and it goes directly to your local suicide hotline. You can text that number too. For
what we'll do,
mental health resources.
What we're going to do is we're going to put a link, or we're going to put the number to the National Suicide Prevention line in the description. We're also going to put, call or text 988, and they'll
we'll
connect
put that
you.
in there too.
But as always, thank you guys so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. We love y'all. We really do. Thank y'all for being here. We hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy this Saturday. Yeah.
Ish.
Enjoy the Saturday.
Yes.
I'm going to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, as always, remember.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't forget to love each other.
That was what I was looking for. Thank you.
And, I don't want to go to work tonight. But, bye!
I will end it with, reach out to somebody. Just have a conversation. Bye!